And good evening, gang. It's Wednesday, the 11th of October, 2017. Welcome along. A rare late night show from me this morning. Good morning to you. Yes, later than I thought, because I was hoping to be with you around about 11:15, and everything was ready, and things were running nicely. And all of a sudden, I noticed when I was on listening back, that the bit at the beginning, I have the music on in here. After that, and until about 10 seconds before we go, and then I have to mute it so you don't hear it, everything echoing. And I noticed it was glitching a bit. So it might be playing, you know. Oh, here we go. Now, the thing is, it's always a little bit wondering what it is. Is it me coming to you? Or is it me listening to myself where the fault was? So I put a little message on there, and some of you were you were all getting glitchings as well. So I thought, I'll restart the computer and see what happens. And then it went into update mode. So that clearly was why it was glitching, because it was trying to do its update. And it does happen at the most inappropriate moments, doesn't it? Updates, don't you find? Although I have to say, generally when I do updates, it doesn't take too long. My friend Ben Parker, who does karaoke nights, he did the same update. Now, I've done this update on 3 machines, the 2 in here and the laptop as well. I've done it on all, generally took about 20 minutes each. Tonight, I only took about 10 minutes. Ben Parker did his. It took hours, dear. And you know why? Because he mucks around with the computers. I was talking to him on the phone earlier today, dear. He buys a new computer. First thing he does is opens it up, takes out the hard drive, puts a solid state drive in and changes the memory. I mean, you're asking for trouble, aren't you? People won't leave things alone, dear. Things are not meant to be opened and changed and all that. Asking for trouble, dear. Asking for trouble. Talking on the same subject of laptops, you may remember I have been looking for one. Although they seem to be coming out a lot dearer than I thought they would, than I thought I'd have to pay. However, I might have found one. And I shall investigate that after I have finished. Coming at about 420 quid. I didn't want to. I thought I'd be spending about 350. You know, but I've been looking around 550. I don't need to spend that on a laptop. You know, not for doing karaoke. It's not like I don't do games or anything like that. You know, so hopefully I might have something sorted there. Now, I've got a little video I've made for you of our little trip out today, because it's been a very, very busy day. Let's say hello to some early people with us today. That's assuming I can get your messages today. Just a minute. Oh, because that's been... look at that. There they are. They're there. Yes, here we go. Good morning to Marc. Marc Cording's there. Morning, Marc. Marc was at the karaoke last night. Unfortunately, we had to curtail his last song, because he chose... Marc's got this habit of choosing a long song to finish with. No, not when I say finish with, I don't mean finish the night with. Finishing the night of a karaoke just depends where you are in the queue. I always get people, oh, can I finish the night? Well, no, that's not fair on everyone else. You're like, oh, please let me finish it. No, you go in the queue. That's it. Last night happened to be Marc, and unfortunately he'd chosen a 5-minute song, which would have taken us about 2 minutes over. Now, Central Station, very strict on the time there. We must finish at 11:30. Not 11:31, 11:30. So I had to curtail the song a little bit. I took a bit of that at the beginning, and he picked up from the chorus. An excellent song he sung. The Producers, something from The Producers. Can't remember what the name of the song was, but Marc was there last night. Good morning, Marc. He says, just met Mel Brooks. Did you really? He meets all the celebrities, don't you, Marc? I mean, you know, Mel Brooks, Kylie Minogue, Elton John, me. You meet all the... You meet all the celebrities, don't you? Good morning, Marc. Heidi's there, who says, how did Royston get on with the mother-in-law the other day? I don't know. We'll have to find out from Adam a little bit later on, won't we? Morning to Sharon Stones, Russ Philip Vernon. Hello, Russ. Okay. Mark Jones is there. Good morning, Mark. Adam V's there. Good grief, you're getting later and later, so worth watching. Yeah, Adam, a little while ago, put something, I think something about him being in the shower, and like I wasn't invited, on the assumption that I'd want to get in the shower with him. I don't think so, Sunshine. Number one, you're too young. And number two, too young for me anyway. What, you're about 20, what, you 23, 22, 23, something like that? You're far too young for me. And number two, I know your dad, and he'd probably murder me. A little bit young for me, I'm afraid, Adam. When you get to about 30, anything up 32 upwards, I might be interested. 32 upwards, I'll be interested. Because by then, you've stopped being most people under the age of 32 are, So come back a bit later. By the way, I don't know how old you are now, but remember I'm 54, 55 next year. So add that on to whatever you're on and then see how old I be when you get to 32. I bet you can't wait, can you? Fortunately, I don't know. Although I have to say, the more weight I lose, the older I seem to be looking. Good morning to Chris Bedwell, who's up. He's a photographer. He does videos, photographies. That's his business. He's up editing at the moment. Good morning, Chris. Morning, Chris. Adam LaPlumber's with us. Good afternoon, Adam. Hello to Tweety Charlotte with us this evening. Christina, I didn't expect you to be up today, Christina. Hello, down there in Portsmouth. Jamie Clark said, good morning, Jamie. Chris says, my first laptop was almost £1,000 back in 2003 when I started my web design business. Yes, Chris, and I have to say, every time I've bought a computer until now, it's been a bit cheaper. It's been better and cheaper as the years have gone by. Now, this time, it seems to have got dearer, and for the same spec as I've got already. Basically, I've got a Lenovo at the moment. Lenovo. It's an i5, 8 gig, 1 terabyte. And the only reason it's being replaced is because it's coming up to 3 years old. It might be just over 3 years old now. And because I use it for work, I tend to change them 3 years, and then I get another one. I keep the old one, or I usually give them away. But I keep the old one, and that becomes the backup, and then we got the new one. And that's the only reason I'm changing it. I'm looking at the same spec for a dearer price. I'm sure I paid about $350 for that one, maybe $400. Now, we seem to be coming out about $450, $550 for the same spec. i5, 8 gig, 1 terabyte. So this time it hasn't improved. I'm not quite sure why that is. Maybe we're there. Maybe they're not going to get that much better for the money. I don't know. So this time that hasn't quite worked out for me. Adam's 25, I say. So 25, what's our age gap? 25, 35 foot. So it's about 29 years. So when you're 32, 42, 52, 5, 6, 7, 58, 59, 66, I'll be 61. I'll be 61. And rolling in it, dear. Good luck, Adam, with buying a house, mate. How's anyone your age going to buy a house? It's all wrong, isn't it, really? And on a serious note, I think it's terrible for young people who are trying to save up for houses, or and the rent is so dear in London, isn't it? Because you're in London, aren't you? Dreadful. Christina, let's have a look. Adam's 32. Oh, you're 32, really, are you? I don't believe you. I don't think you're 32 at all. You're a liar. Liar, liar, pants are on fire. You need to come to see Father David on Sunday, dear. Beg for forgiveness from the Lord for your many lying sins. Yes. Good morning to Andrew Hunt. Morning, Andrew. Hope you're well. The day is young. It certainly is. It's only 12:15 in the morning, isn't it? Morning. Christina's on USA time today. Good. Chris Bedfell used to get a place on the Help to Buy scheme. 35 now. We had a place for 3 years so far. Do you think that was a good thing? The Help to Buy? Is that where they give you money to buy something? You see, I just think that artificially inflates the prices. I really do. As this is where I don't agree with this thing of giving people money to help them buy a house. The houses shouldn't be that dear in the first place. Now, by saying that, of course, I'm cutting my own throat here. I'm a landlord, so I want house prices to go up. But that doesn't necessarily mean that's right. I actually would prefer house prices to come down so that young people can afford places. It's not fair. It's just not fair. It really isn't. So I just think all this Help to Buy business isn't. It's not helping the situation. You know, if I was selling a place and I was selling it, I don't know, for £100,000, And I thought, well, hang on a minute. The government are now going to give people £10,000 to help them buy a house. I'll put mine up by 10,000. That's how I would think. So I do not see how the government giving you money to assist you buy a house is actually helping the housing market. Might help you a little bit, right? But I bet that money that you were given, Chris, which has obviously helped you onto the ladder, that now needs to be double that to get the next person on it. And I don't see that sustainable. I really don't. Short term, yes, but not long term. Chris said we paid a reduced deposit, but we do have to start paying some things back after 5 years. Yes, and do you get that interest free? I think that loan for 5 years. Am I correct in saying that? So there we are. Adam says, you have a priest at karaoke. God bless him. No, a vicar, Adam. I don't suppose for one moment you understand not being a member of any church at all, but a vicar is Church of England. It's like a pretend church, really, not a real church. And a priest is, of course, Catholic. Oremus Deus quinobidum sanctus dominus, ore nobo biscum, and all that business. Although they don't do much Latin anymore, I'm afraid. Yes. Morning to Marc Diamond, who joins us this evening. So I've had a nice day. I didn't get up till 9:30 this morning, which disappointed me. I was really tired last night. We did the karaoke last night at Central Station. We've now sorted out the microphone issues. If you watch the live video streams, you will have noticed sometimes we had the most dreadful crackling on some of the microphones. And I discovered, because I've had my microphones for some time, I've discovered, with my help from Ben Parker, karaoke extraordinaire, that's the man who takes apart computers when they shouldn't be taken apart. And he said, I explained to him the problem, and he said, what frequency are they on? So I told him, they are old frequencies, which are no longer available for radio mics. And what was happening is that the radio mics were being interfered from, I think, either digital television signals or the 4G network, which of course it didn't do before. And this is what I couldn't understand, because I've got several mics, several receivers, and they're all interchangeable, but they were all doing this problem. So that's what we found out. So I've purchased a new radio microphone at enormous expense, boys and girls, and that has cured the problem. No more crackling. So I've got all the, all these other microphones, which were perfectly fine, which I can't use anymore. So I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I suppose I just have to dump them, I suppose. Well, no one's going to be able to use those if they're not. Unless, of course, you want to set up karaoke on one of the Scottish islands or something like that, where there's no phone signal, then you might be able to use them. Yes, very good. But I got really tired last night. Round about 10:30, I got very tired and I got home. Had some beans and corn steaks, then went to bed. This morning, as I say, I got up about 9:30. Had my breakfast, went and had my hair cut. As you can see, look at that. Nice and spick and span once again. Got to keep nice. Got to keep looking reasonably good at my advanced years. And get this. Now, you remember months and months ago, I told you, I had a little soft spot for one of the hairdressers who was actually younger than you, to be honest. Adam, I can't lie to you, he was younger than you, although he didn't look younger than you. I will say that. A little soft spot for him. Well, he went. Remember I told you he went. Well, I found out, yes, I shouldn't really tell you this. I found out there was a problem with his visa. So he had to go back. Oh, it's not funny, dear. He was really good at the job. I mean, really good. Such attention to detail. He was only young. He was a youngster, below 25. I can't remember how old he was now. And he had the knife, and he'd doing all this. And you'd be in a chair for half an hour, and the massaging like that. Oh, it was lovely. Oh, I was getting all this business here. And then, little pats and all that. But, it was very nice. And he did this thing to the back of my head. He does it to everyone. I think I got it special. But, yeah, apparently something wrong with his visa, so he had to go back. But I found out he's hoping to get back over here at some point. Isn't that good news? And he wants to work in the same hairdresser. Because, obviously, he keeps in touch with the other hairdressers in there. So I'm very much looking forward to that. The best bit was the governor there. His name's Mac. He said to me, "Where's your friend?" Because Ronnie, my best mate, used to come to the hairdresser with me, and we used to have both our hair cut at the same time in there. And I said, "Oh, well, his times don't match up with mine. He has his hair cut on Friday now, and I have my hair cut on Tuesday every other week. So I go 1 week, I miss a week, I go the next week like that before I go to Slimmer's World, and before I go to Slimming World." He said, who's the picture of him? I love this. Get ready for this. He said, "Who's the picture of that other bloke with him?" I said, who would that be? He said, "Well, I don't know. Someone a lot younger." I said, how old does he look? He said, "About 23, 24. Well, he does look young. I said, "Oh, no, that's not his son." Because he said, "Is it his son?" I said, "No, it's his boyfriend." Father and son. You see, that would be like me going out with you, Adam. People would say, "Is that your son?" And I'm sorry, that's just too embarrassing. So I had to tell him that this afternoon. He was horrified. "I love it, dear. I love it." I said, "No, that's his boyfriend." At which point Mac said, "Oh, I didn't know." I said, "Yeah." I said, "Didn't you know?" He said, "No." "Oh, right, okay." Oh, father and son. Ronan Keating, I think. So I must play that one the next time I see the two of them together. So that was that. Had my hair cut, and then I went to Slimming World. And it's time for my Slimming World results. Oh, hang on a minute. I haven't opened the chat lines on the... Oh, I'm sorry. If you're watching on YouTube, hang on a minute. I haven't got your chat window open. If you've sent a little message on YouTube, I won't see that. Or Periscope, come to that. I do apologise. If you're on Periscope or YouTube and you've sent a message, give it a minute and send it again. I've just opened that window. I completely forgot to do that. Oh, there's so much to do before you do a show now. The stuff I have to do before I actually start talking is unbelievable. Give it a minute. If you want to send a message, give it a minute, okay? So yes, went to Slimming World, had my weigh-in. I only went for the weigh-in today. I couldn't stay for group, which was a shame because today was the Slimming World Christmas party. I know it's the first week in October, but that's just how it is. And there were all these little samples of stuff that people... there we go. We're getting the messages now. Good morning, Brendan. There we are. We're back with you now. Thank you, YouTube people. Brendan's there on YouTube Live. Periscope people, you can send your messages now, as well as Twitch. Talking to Twitch, I've got a twitchy nose now. Good morning, Brendan. And they had this little... It was mushroom. Oh, God, what was it? Mushroom and smashed potato. Little things like that people had made and all sorts of things. And you could have samples. Unfortunately, I only had time to do the weigh-in, which was a shame. Now, you remember, I told you a couple of weeks ago, they asked me to help. They were a bit short of staff because there's Linda. She is queen of all of Slimming World, the beautiful... wonderful character. No, she's not really. Yes, she is a character. She's a wonderful, warm person. Linda's there, okay? And she also has helpers. Now, these are unpaid people. And there's, let me think, there's Sue. Can't remember the names of the others. But they're all wonderful and they all do little jobs. And a couple of weeks ago, I was asked to, could you mind selling my chocolates today? Because we have a little section with chocolates and books. So I did that, right? That was 2 weeks ago. Then last week, I'm in the queue, and I got to the front, and Sue says, "Oh, thank God you're here, Chris. Can you do the chocolates again?" I said, "I'm having to do 2 jobs." "Oh, right, okay, I'll do the chocolates." So I'm selling the chocolates and the books. This week, I'm getting to the front. "Oh, Chris, you're here. I said, "Oh, before you say anything, I'm afraid I have to go. It's a quick way, and then I'm out the door today, because we're going to Harrods this afternoon." "Oh," she says, "we've got a little badge made for you and everything." I said, "What do you mean you've got a little badge?" "I've got a little Slimming World badge now." I seem to be roped into this job. No one asked. It's just assumed that I will now sell the chocolates every week. But that's okay. You know, I can... The thing is with the Slimming World, you mustn't judge, and you don't joke either about it. You know, if someone large is coming up, as I was, someone larger, "Oh, I'll have 2 boxes of chocolates." You can't go, "Are you sure you want those chocolates?" No, you can't do that. That would be... No, you wouldn't want to do that. That's the whole point of going to somewhere like that no one judges. No one, and if you put on a couple of pounds in a week, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So I am now head of chocolates. How fantastic is that? Head of chocolates. Head of chocolates and books. So I've got a little money thing there, little money tray there, and you take the money and you give out the books and all that business. But I've got a little badge made. How blooming wonderful is that? I shall wear it as soon as I've got the badge, I'll wear it on the next show next week, okay? Brendan says next week. STSCTV fan. Is that Chris? I think that's Chris. Hello, Chris. Who says next week you'll have to lock up when you leave. The keys, the building are next. Yeah, I could. Oh no, I think Linda would be worried that I'm going to take over. I've no interest in being a Slimming World consultant. I did think about it because I think we could have a bit of a laugh with the whole thing, and I think we could do well with that. But it's an awful lot of. I can see how much work the consultants have to do. It's a full-time job. It really is. Anyway, so there we are. On to the scales. And this week I have I have stabilised. I have maintained the same weight as I was last week, which is 12 stone 5.5. So I'm exactly the same as I was last week, and I'm happy with that. I'm actually happy with that. If it goes up a pound or two, I don't worry about it because it's never gone up a pound or two and then gone up the next week. That has never happened. And I've been doing it since early June. So it overall, it comes down. But it's very, very slow now. I'm noticing this. As I'm getting to my target, it's slowed right down. My target is 12. Now, if you look at me now, I think I'm... I have a feeling I'm there now. But the target is 12, and if I've set a target and I don't reach it at some point, I'll be disappointed. Of course, I could reach the target and then just go up again. When I think, oh no, that looks a bit much. But I know what you're going to say. People are already saying, oh, we think you've got there already, So that's my thing, okay? So 12 stone 5, a maintain this week, all right? A maintain. Let's read some more of your messages out this morning. Good morning to the lovely Marc Diamond. Morning, Marc. Hope you're well today. Buy UHF radio mics. I have, Marc. The last lot were UHF. The last lot, they've changed the channels. And this happened a few years ago. But it's only in the last... Actually, I've been putting up with it for a couple of months now, to be honest. It's only in the last few months I've been starting getting this terrible interference on the radio mics. But I've got a new one now, and that seems to be doing it okay. All right. Adam wants the mics. Well, you're welcome to try them, Mike. Adam? Are you clearing me out here, Adam? He came round to the pub last night, looking knackered, I have to say. And the reason he looks knackered is because he's got a young boyfriend, haven't you? Ah! Tiring you out. Poor old soul can't keep up, can you, mate? Royston is his other half. He's about half his age. What is it with all you fellas and younger boyfriends? The women are the same. They all want toy boys, don't they? They all want toy boys. Absolutely. We don't want someone my age, do we? Anyway, Adam popped in last night. He's already relieved me of 2 very expensive speakers and an amplifier, haven't you? Got to tell you, the speakers and the amp that I've been wanting to get rid of them for ages now. They were all used up to about 2 years ago, and both items are about 27 to 30 years old. 2 disco speakers and a very heavy amplifier, and they have never gone wrong. It says it all, doesn't it? Now, what's the gear you can get now? When you look around, especially at, computer stuff, how it plugs together and the USB comes loose or the power jack starts wobbling a bit. Stuff is made. What crap stuff they make now, don't they? Don't you think? You're hard pushed. I need to take something simple. Let's take these glasses, okay? Oh, they're only £2.50, these glasses off Amazon. £2.50 they are. They won't be here in a couple of years' time. Stuff was made to last then. It really was. Anyway, I'm pleased Adam took them off me. He's got some use. I think it was a band on the Isle of Wight or something that are looking for a sound system. So I'm glad to give it away, really, I don't really need the money to try and sell this stuff on eBay. Besides, you wouldn't get much for it anyway. You know, you spend, if you went to a shop tomorrow and bought an amplifier for, I don't know, 300 quid, the next day it's worth about 100. You know, it's a little bit like that. But yeah, I'm glad to see. So you're having the radio mics as well now, are you? Oh dear, well, you're welcome to them, mate. I'll give you a couple of those as well, okay? And that'll be fine. Adam says we couldn't see your shoes last night at the karaoke. Are you wearing them now? No, they're downstairs. Have you not seen my new shoes? They're very nice. Very, very nice. They come from China. £28. I thought they were 38. They were £28 for these shoes. I don't know how long they'll last. You know, you get what you're paying for and all that business. Marc says Help to Buy means you just pay less deposit and the government guarantees the rest of the deposit if you default. Right, I don't really understand Help to Buy, to be honest. I'm not really up on that. When I bought my first place, that was off Wandsworth Council. The council right to buy thing. So my mum and dad were renting a place, and I was the son of them, so I was allowed to join the list and do it as well. And I bought my house off the council, but I saved the deposit. We had to save 10%. This would have been 1987, I think. We had to save the deposit. We had to save 10%, I think it was. You know, there was no 100% mortgages or anything like that. So I put me back to it and I saved 10%. I think it was 10%. Can't remember now. Would have been about 5,000. I think I saved about £5,000. And the price of the property was 24,500. I know. 1 bedroom flat, £24,500 it was. God's sake. What can you get for that now? Can't even get a caravan for that now. Decent caravan's going to set you back about 30 grand, mate. Cool, dear me. Let's have a look. Mark Jones is having a drink with his friend on a school night. Have you got me on? Am I the entertainment tonight? Christ, you're scraping the barrel, ain't you? You're too tight to pay for Netflix. Oh, dear. Brendan reckons you could be at now your ideal weight. Yeah, possibly. I'll see how it goes over the next few weeks. And if it remains at 12.5, 12.5, 12.6, then I think I might have actually reached it. Because I think your body knows when it's got to where it wants to be, sort of thing. You never know, do you, really? Difficult to know. Good morning to Elaine. Morning, Elaine, in Israel, who says it's nearly 2:30 a.m. here, watching me. Don't say I don't love you. Well, you can take me to bed. Am I on your smartphone this morning? Put me on, just prop me up against the little glass. That'll soon send you off to sleep if you have trouble sleeping, Elaine. I don't know if Elaine's having some drug stuff at the moment. Not illegal drugs. Elaine's having some drugs for a thing at the moment. And I don't know, do they keep you awake at all? I know some people who have to have drugs for various different things have a little bit of a insomnia problem, don't they? Is it insomnia or insomnia? I'm never quite sure what it is. Oh, dear. Good morning to Paris. Morning, Paris. Say hello to your mum, Sharon, okay? Chris says, I haven't used Periscope for ages. It's quite good. I don't agree, Chris. There are a couple of things on Periscope that I like. There's a mixed race guy, don't know his name, who plays the piano. And he basically sets his phone up, okay? And people watch it and ask for him to play records. And he plays them. And it's great. And it's so chilled and relaxing watching him play this piano. It really is. There's another older lady. I would say she's probably about 60. And she does the same. She plays the piano. So there are a couple of bits and pieces on there. I remember talking to some of our American friends who watch the show. And they were saying the American podcast, the American Periscopes are actually a lot better than the British ones. I think more people they put a camera up and they do some cooking or something like that. A lot of the British ones are, hello, come and look at me. Aren't I good looking? I'm sorry, that's how they come across. You know, it's not my thing at all. But there are some good Periscope things. And the other ones are, hello, hello, I'm free sort of thing. And that's not really the sort of thing I do, as you well know. Although I am free if anyone's Okay. Greetings to Ray Reynolds. Good morning, Ray. Chris Reardon. The station that never sleeps. You're absolutely right. I had to sleep earlier. We didn't get back late. I've got a lovely little video I made earlier, which I'm going to show you in a second or two. Okay? But we didn't get back from Harrods till about 7 o'clock. Now, usually I have a sleep in the afternoon, so I came straight to bed. And I didn't get up again until about 9 o'clock. So I'm kind of running a bit late now. After which time, about 9 o'clock. And then I did my dinner, which I made chili bean casserole. Chili bean casserole, which is like all different beans, chopped up onion, garlic, chili, a whole bag of chili. When I have chili, it all sweats up. I know when I've put enough chili in because it all sweat up here. The top of my head gets all sticky. I kid you not, honestly. So I had that, and then it was like time to come. I watched a little bit of television, and I come up here all ready to do the show, and then the blooming computer decides to do an update, doesn't it? Which is why we came to you so late tonight. Adam says, "Do you eat a lot of chocolate?" No, I used to. I used to eat an awful lot of chocolate, Adam. You know those Galaxy bars? So you got the small one, and the medium one, and the great big one. And I honestly was having a medium one every day. Sometimes a big one. Now, kind, lovely people, including Mary and Ray Reynolds, used to bring me in chocolate. They would bring me in the great big one. You know, the big Galaxy. I could polish that off in a couple of minutes. Literally, I would sit there and eat the whole thing. And I was having one a day. Not necessarily the big one. Sometimes the medium one. It's not a medium one. It's a big one. There's big and there's giant. Well, I was having that giant one, and I'd have the whole lot. Nice people. I wasn't buying it myself. People were bringing it in for me. And that was probably part of the problem why I put so much weight on. That and the vanilla milkshakes. Oh, vanilla milkshakes from Five Guys. Five Guys vanilla milkshakes. £5, but they are delicious. Oh, they really are. So I was, yes, but not now. I get these little Slimmers World chocolates, which are so big. What have I got here? The Slimmers World chocolate. I mean, they're not very big. About that. Ah, there we go. About half the size of one of those, I suppose. About half the size. This is a little recording gadget, instantly. About half the size of one of those. And I have one of those a day, and that's okay. There's about 100 calories in one of those, 97 calories. And you see, the secret is to eat it slowly. Then you think it's a big one. You fool yourself into thinking you're having a large bar of chocolate. You know, have a bite and then go to sleep for 10 minutes, then have another bite with a cup of tea. I will be having one with a cup of tea when I finish the show tonight. And talking of tea, I've changed my tea. That's all part of the Harrods film coming up shortly. Okay. Christina says, a Slimming World badge. You're someone now. Yes, I am. I'm hoping one day, Christina, that someone will see this show and I will be able to proudly wear a BBC badge on here. You never know, do you? You never know. Paris says, my mum made a beautiful chocolate cake. It went nice with custard. I like chocolate cake. Oh, it's lovely. Lovely. Ray Reynolds, I'm sorry, Ray. I'm not talking to older people tonight. Only young people. Sorry, Ray. Ray says, I've just rebooted from pensioner to twink in the flesh. Ray, I was walking around the other night at the karaoke. This was last Monday, not the Monday just gone, at Central Station. There was a couple of youngsters in there. I was talking to them. And I walked past Ray and he grabbed my arm. He said, Here, are you only talking to the younger boys tonight? So, yes, please don't talk to him anymore, Ray, basically. You know. Oh, we are giggling tonight, aren't we? Christina, salted caramel chocolate bars. I don't think I've ever had one of those. Don't think I've ever had a salted chocolate bar thing. Chris, being as you're in photography, please hang around because I want you to see what you think of my little film. I make the films. I have no camera anymore. I gave away 2 video cameras. Or at least I'm about to give to my nephew, because he sells things. He buys things cheap and sells them on for a profit. So I'm giving those to him to make himself a little bit of money. And I gave away my camera to, it was to someone on here, actually. I won't say the name. because he might not want you to know that, which unfortunately is broken now. But there we are. It was good while it was there. So I give quite a lot away when I don't want things anymore. I'd much rather give them to someone who can make a use for them, rather than just chuck them down the dump. Now, all the videos, everything is done on this iPhone. This is an iPhone SE. This is not how you're watching me now. You're watching me now. Here, look. Have a look. I'll show you a little bit more. There, look. You're watching me now through webcams. There's one there, and one there. They're webcams, okay? They're just basically high-definition webcams that you can buy on Amazon. Nothing expensive about them. The one you're watching me on now was about 60 quid. The one in the corner is very old. That one over there is probably about 30 quid. And that one over there, probably about 25 quid. It's not expensive. It's not expensive to have to do this if you ever want to do it yourself. The software is OBS software, which is completely free. And then there's a couple of computers as well. That's it. But all the recorded videos, when you see a bit of recorded video, or all the photographs that I take, all done on this little iPhone SE. I am thinking about the iPhone 10 because the camera is absolutely fantastic on that. But at the moment, it's all done on that thing. Okay? That's how it's all done. And I use the program I use on my iPhone to put videos together, Chris, which you'll see in a minute, is called Perfect Video. And you can do everything on it. You can do talkovers. I've talked over the film, fade from one to the other, crop, everything. All in this little app, which cost about 4 quid. And it's so cheap to do all this stuff now. And I've said so many times before, I wish I had all this stuff when I was a child. I think I could have done wonderful things. You know, maybe made films or something like that. Not those sort of films, Adam. Get your face out of the gutter. Adam is a young man and he's constantly, you know, how can I put this up for it? They are at that age, aren't they? Have you noticed that? Dear me. Thank you, Paris. Paris reckons I look good for my age at 54. Thank you very much. I am, of course, as Ray Reynolds says, although I'd rather you didn't talk to me today, Ray. Only talking to young people today, Ray. Please, if you don't mind. Only talking to young people. SOS Gregorian. Greetings to you, sir. He came along to the Central Station karaoke this Monday before last for the first time. What a lovely man you are. I'm glad you had a good night, sir. All right. Welcome to the show along there. Chris has got to go. What a shame he's not going to see that. Christina says she has an older man. Much like wine gets better with age. Sadly still deployed thanks to the Royal Navy. Elaine is indeed in bed watching on the phone. Adam loves Galaxy. When I come down soon, don't bring me any chocolate. Don't bring me any chocolate, Adam. If you want to bring me something, get me cotton candy grapes from Tesco's, please. Thank you very much. Or if they're not available, Thompson's, but seedless. Seedless grapes only. Seedless grapes only. All right? Paris prefers a Samsung phone. More buttons to press. Okay, fair enough. Right, Chris, are you ready? So today I've been to Harrods and had a wonderful time there. And we started off in the Gregorian restaurant for afternoon tea. Here's our little film. Here's a sweep of the restaurant. Very clean, very comfortable, very bright. But we both said it lacks character. No pictures on the wall or anything like that, you know. But very beautiful. That's not to say we didn't enjoy it. Fantastic place. Of course, I have to have my glass of rosé champagne when I'm at one of these afternoon teas. You can't do it without. There's all the cakes at the top there. Scones, you can't see those underneath there. And lovely little sandwiches. Vegetarian selection for me. Oh, time to have a cake. Look at that. My favourite was the lemon one. Can you see the little round lemon one? Which my mate dropped on the carpet. Here's one. What a shame. Beautiful teapot. I had English breakfast tea. He had afternoon tea, and we both purchased some, or I purchased some afterwards. He purchased some for me. There was a piano there. Now, there was no one playing the piano. I was tempted to give them a little tunes, but I don't know how well Catholic hymns would go down in the restaurant. And a bar at the back there, which we didn't use. On the back wall is this beautiful silver picture. It's like raised, embossed type thing of Harrods itself. We then accidentally went into the toy department on our way to technology to have a look at all the tellies and all that, and we came across all these. Aren't they beautiful? They're all soft toys. You're looking at anything upwards from £500 for something like this. That giraffe was my favourite. I mean, you could sleep with that, couldn't you? Anyone ever slept with a giraffe? I don't think I've even slept with a giraffe. Now, if you like memorabilia, how about this? For just £19,195, you can own one of the Rolling Stones guitars. Check that out. You want that on your wall, don't you? I'd have that on my wall. Beautiful. Or how about this? Not got so much money? For just £1,295, you can get a One Direction picture. And all the pretty little boys on there have signed it. Hello, Harry. Elvis. I don't know if that was actually his guitar. I assume it was. Loads and loads of memorabilia in there. Queen Victoria and a letter there signed by her. That was reserved. Someone's bought that. That's what I would have. The great Margaret Thatcher. Roll Britannia, Britannia rolls the waves. These are all the American presidents. Every one of them signed that, including the one with the funny hair that you've got at the moment. How much will that set you back, do you think? £265,000, 795 pence. I think I'll stick with the Margaret Thatcher. £265,000 for that. Do me a favour. You can get a house for that. But I would have that Margaret Thatcher one hanging in my hallway. Oh, Margaret, I miss you so much, dear. Oh, so there we are. That was our little trip to Harrods today. What do you reckon on that, Chris? It's good, isn't it? It was a fantastic day, but we didn't actually go there for afternoon tea. What it was good evening, Deirdre, joining us tonight. Hello, Deirdre. Thank you, Chris. Glad you enjoyed that. It's not professional. All done on an iPhone. All done on an iPhone. Now, I got this thing, Chris. You do weddings and all that. And I'm sure you could do a wedding on an iPhone. Couldn't you? A little tripod. Perhaps I think you do videos as well. You can attach professional sound equipment to this. I've got stuff in here. I've got attachments to this so I can use a proper microphone into there, high quality microphone. And you could do a wedding on an iPhone. The thing is, Chris, you can't turn up to a wedding with just an iPhone, can you? Do you know what I mean? You've got to look the part. So even though you don't need it, you've got to lug around big equipment so that it looks the part, doesn't it? Do you see what I mean? I was having this discussion with my brother-in-law a couple of years ago, and quite rightly he said, you can do all this stuff now on an iPhone with a little bit of extra light, perhaps, and decent sound equipment. But you can do it with an iPhone. You don't need a great big camera and all this business. But if someone's paying you, I don't know what you charge, £1,000 plus to come and film and photograph their wedding, you can't just turn up with a phone, can you? Do you see what I mean? I'm sure you know what I'm saying. Chris says correct. It wouldn't give the correct impression. So you've got to lug around all this blooming stuff. He's doing a wedding on Saturday. Show you a picture of the camera gear when it's all sorted. Yeah, please do. Set it all up and send us a picture and your lights and all that. I'd love to see how you do it all. If I can just tell you, my good friends, Chris Bedwell is the chap we're talking to there. I met him while we were on an internet radio station together, CMP Radio, years and years ago. I've never actually met in person. I've got a few people like that who join us for the show that I've known for over 10 years now. Never actually met them. Funny thing, Facebook, isn't it? And yet I feel like I know him really well. Isn't that strange? Isn't that strange and mysterious? It really is strange and mysterious. So thank you for that, Chris. Oh, Chris uses natural light. Do you really? Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Who owns Harrods now? Adam wants to know. The Qatar family. I think something to do with Qatar or something like that. It's not Mr. Al Fayed, is it? It's not him anymore. I'm sure it's not him. He sold it years ago. So There we are. Paris says you're older than my mum. She's 52. She normally tells people she's 23 to 25. Oh, come on, she don't. Does she? She can't get away with that. I'm so much that I love your mum to bits, as you well know. She can't get away with 25, love. I can. She can't. I'm sorry about that, darling. Sorry about that. All right. So that's it. Now, after we finished there, I have to tell you, we didn't go for afternoon tea. That's not why we went there. Ronnie, my mate, had to go to Harrods to collect his boyfriend's birthday present, which was a Louis Vuitton bag. I don't dare tell you what he's paid for a bag. 900 quid. Was it 700? It was either 7 or 900 quid for a bag, for Christ's sake, dear. I mean, look, you know, you can go to Tesco's and get perfectly good bags for 5 pence. Can't you? You can get a Hessian one from Waitrose for about £2.50. A Louis Vuitton, and he's been saving up like mad for this. Yeah, which disappoints me. I won't lie to you, you know, because when it's my birthday, you don't give me something that's got like 700 quid. I'm lucky to get £100 shoved in my face. Mind you, you know, we mustn't judge people on the gifts that we give, as you well know. And when you see him spending 700 quid on his boyfriend and only 100 quid on his best mate, please. So he's been saving up for ages for this item. And we were downstairs in Harrods and... You know, he says, well, do you want to walk around? I said, yeah, I'll have a walk around. I'm walking around looking at stuff. And I saw what I thought was a jacket, but I went over. I can't remember the make of this one. It was opposite the Louis Vuitton thing. And I picked up that, and it wasn't a jacket. It was a shirt. 500 quid. 500 quid for a shirt. I mean, don't get me wrong. Now, I buy nice stuff now. You know, look, names, Paul Smith, Ralph Lauren, Ted Baker. I'm grateful. This is Ted Baker. No way I'd pay I would not pay £500 for a shirt, you know. And they were all around about that price. There were jackets there, you know, £2,000 for a puffer jacket with a bit of fur around the collar. God. I mean, so much expensive. And it was a lovely pair of shoes. Lovely. There was a couple of lovely pair of shoes that I liked. I'd like a pair of red shoes. I haven't got any red shoes. And they were like, I don't know what type of shoes they are, but they were slip-ons anyway. There were 2 pairs of shoes I liked. One was all red, and one was like black going into red, and it was really shiny, like patent leather, but like a gloss finish. They were beautiful. I picked up those. I said to Ryan, how much are those? He said, don't even ask him. He said, if there's no price on there, you don't want them, mate. I like value for money. I don't mind paying a decent price for things. I'd give you £100 for a pair of shoes, maybe a bit more. £500? No. Really, really nice shoes. And there's all this stuff in there, you know, it's all really expensive. And he bought the bag, and he also bought him some cufflinks. Now, they don't do anything for me, cufflinks, you know. All my shirts have got buttons on them. Why do you want a pair of cufflinks as well? LV on them. I think they were silver ones. LV written on there. I mean, like 275 quid. Jesus Christ. You know, I just think that's a lot of money to spend on a bag. Although, ladies who are watching the show today, you know what? I do know where you're coming from. You know, you like these bags. My niece likes bags. Generally, for a gift, I'll buy my niece a bag. It was some sort of bag from some designer bag or something like that, and my sister as well. But it won't be like 700 quid. I have to say to you, I did see advertised in a little, I think it was a Harrods magazine a while back, this bag, and I've mentioned it a couple of times before, and it was like a greenhouse. I kid you not, it was like a mini greenhouse looking at this bag with the windows and all that. It was like £3,000. And I showed it to my niece, and I thought I'd love to buy that for my sister. I really would. Not them, I can't, you know, £3,000 on a bag, that's just going mad. But I wouldn't buy it for anyone else other than my sister. I really would. And one day I blooming well will buy her something like that. I've decided that. I've decided that. One day I'll buy her something like that. Adam says, where Dad lives, there's a shop called Burberry. £750 for a belt. Oh, yes. Yes, Adam. Yeah. Yeah. Now, at the other end of the scale, you can go and buy a shirt for £3-4. It ain't going to last. It is not going to last. I've got shirts in my cupboard. Okay? Some of those shirts, a lot of those shirts you see me wearing on here are over 10 years old. Some 15. There's a couple of 20-year-old ones. There's one that's like a pink colour. It's like all pink. And there's a blue one that's all blue. Right? Those ones are about 20 years old. Okay? So if you do buy stuff expensive, then it does last a long time. The stuff from Primark and all that, it's okay. But it ain't going to be here in 20 years' time, is it? It really isn't. I'll show you something else I bought in Harrods. I did buy something in Harrods today. Just one thing, okay? Heidi says, I like to go to the posh shops and then find the cheaper equivalent elsewhere. Nothing wrong with that, Heidi. You can get some very nice Ralph Armani handbags in Camden Market for about £3, can't you, love? Nothing wrong. Who knows the difference? Who knows? No one knows the difference. Christina says, Harrods lost their royalty warrants. Yes. Was that anything to do with the whole Diana thing, I wonder? I remember the crest used to be everywhere. It's not up there anymore, is it? Dear me. Adam can't get over the £3.20 for a sausage roll in the King's Head Theatre bar. Yeah, it's Wednesday night, isn't it? Tweety says Ron is a sugar daddy. Yeah. Mark says phone in. What about a phone in? Chris has gone to bed. Good night now. Would you want the phone line open? Hang on a minute. There you go. Phone line's open now. If you want to call in, you can do so. 0208 144 3477 is my local London number. You don't have to call in. I'm quite happy to sit here chatting. But if you want to, the option's there. Phone line now open. 020 8144 3477. If you've got Skype, you can Skype in. My Skype in name is United Kingdom Talk. All one word. United Kingdom Talk. So there you go. Phone line open, okay? Lovely. Got a little glass of water. I wish I had a cup of tea up here now. Okay, so check this. Oh, God, I've dropped it now. Now, I've slightly lied to you. I did say I bought something in Harrods today. As I say, we actually went to get Ronnie's other half's birthday present. And when I found out he was going, I said, well, why don't we go in after afternoon tea? So we did that. I paid for the afternoon tea. And good evening, Ashley. Hello, Ashley. All right, welcome. And as I paid for the afternoon tea, he said, I want to get you something. And I'd mentioned that I quite liked the tea that they were having. I had English breakfast tea. I usually have that. Anyway, it was lovely. In a pot and all that business. Okay? None of this tea bags, dear. No tea bags. So he said, how do you fancy some of the tea? I said, yeah, all right then. Get me some of the tea. So we went down the stairs and we're looking around. And there was a delightful woman. Oh, we've got a phone call coming in. Let's just take a call. I reckon that'd probably be Mark, actually. Good morning. Who's calling in? Is that Mark? Hello?
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can now. Good morning.
How are you? It's Mark Jones.
Hello, Mark Jones. Mark. How are you? Where are you, sir?
It's Nottingham.
Nottingham, up to north. Spoke to you a couple of weeks ago, didn't we?
We did. It was last week, and then we spoke on Sunday. Well, I messaged on Sunday.
That's right, yeah. If you're waiting to see what Ronnie bought me, I'll show you again in a minute after the phone call, okay? That'll keep him holding on.
That thing on the back of the wall, that record, what is it?
Oh, what's that?
The album.
Oh, that there. That is the 40th anniversary Mandy Barry Manilow's record. Which he has. My friend,
on the TV at the moment.
Who is Barry Manilow?
You are on the YouTube thing on the TV.
What do you mean on the TV?
You are on the TV.
Am I? On the TV?
Even the cat was watching you a minute ago.
Oh, you're watching on a smart TV, are you?
Yes, that's right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's that's actually signed by Barry Manilow himself. Look at that.
That we was just talking about it, saying what is it? So I said, you said about the calling. I thought I'll ring in and ask.
Yeah, isn't that fantastic? That's what it is.
It is.
And some of the Barry Manilow girls gave me that because I did a little gig for them, free of charge to try and raise a bit of money. Which it was a nice night. Could have been a bit busier. We were disappointed. I was disappointed with the turnout, but we did our best, and I think they raised about 150 quid, something like that, which is all right. And they gave me that for doing it. Isn't that nice?
That is nice. How was your Harrods afternoon lunch?
Oh, it was wonderful.
Dinner?
Well, you just saw the film, didn't you?
I did. It looked good.
Wonderful, wonderful day. Never been to that one before. That's me and my mate like to do that. We like to go to different places for afternoon tea. There was nothing wrong with it in there. It was very nice. I would go again. But what I would say was that room seemed to lack a bit of character.
It did, from the video. They could have done with a bit more colour and pictures.
Yeah, there were no pictures on the wall or anything like that. I think the one with the most character we went to was the Milestone Hotel. That was a couple of weeks ago. I did do a video on that one, and you can look back.
Yeah, I saw some pictures on that one.
Yeah, I mean that was really full of character, full of it. But that's not to say there was anything wrong with this one, because the service was fantastic. The food was lovely, really, really nice.
How was the scones?
The scones were delicious.
The scones.
Yeah, you get scone. There's scones there. Scones. Scones.
Scones where I come from.
The scones were delicious, and I had 2 lots of sandwiches and all the little cakes, and also a little trifle. The trifle was really nice, a little jar, and we finished there. Honestly, I absolutely stuffed when I finished. Stuffed.
What did you buy from there?
Well, I didn't buy anything. My mate asked me what I'd like. I said, I'll have some of the tea. So we went downstairs to the food department, and it was a woman's. I said, how do we buy the tea? She said, well, it's up there. And behind her were all these metal jars with all different types of tea on. She said, what one do you want? I said, well, English breakfast number 16 or number 14 is what we had. She said, okay. I said, how do we buy this? Is it in a box? She said, you buy it by weight. Oh, right, okay. I said, what's the normal weight to buy? She said, well, the minimum we do is 100 grams. So I said, okay, well, I'll have, how much is it, please? And it's only £4 for 100 grams. That's all it is. £4. So I had 300 grams of that. And I had another 100 grams of another one. And it comes in a little zip bag. And there it is there. Look at that.
See, I'm partial to a nice Yorkshire cup of tea.
Yep, so there's 300 grams. And 300 grams is a lot of tea. I've got to tell you, that bag is half full. And when you're putting this tea in the pot, you don't need that much of it. You're talking maybe 3 teaspoons in a pot. So this will last for ages, absolutely ages. So he got me that, which was 12 quid for 3 of that. And another one I got, which was, hang on, I can't see the blooming words on this, 1 minute. What's that say? And the other one, so that was, hang on a minute, what was it? What did I say it was? English breakfast, number 14. That's the one with 300 grams in it. And you open it and the smell. I wish you could smell it, Mark. 1 minute. 1 minute. Oh. I mean, it's not like coffee. Tea isn't like coffee. But it does have a smell to it. And the other one I got, I said, have you got anything similar? And she says, try the Royal Breakfast Blend. And that one was slightly dearer at £7 for 100 grams. So I asked him for just 100 grams of this. So we got it home. And you know what? First thing I did when I got back here, I wonder how much weight there is. Has she given us 100 grams? Actually, there's about 130 grams in there. And the 300 grams one, there's about 360 grams. So they give you more than you ask for anyway. And
that's nice of them.
She was lovely, this woman. She was lovely. Really, really nice lady. I don't think she was English. She was black and had an accent. So probably from somewhere else. But she was so nice. She was really nice. And I got the tea. And I had some. There's a big difference in making tea with tea bags.
Yeah, there is, and then tea leaves.
It tastes
so much different.
so different. It tastes
so much nicer.
Obviously, with a tea bag, you're tasting the paper as well. I suppose the tea companies would tell you that, the paper doesn't have a taste. I don't know, really. But it certainly tastes better. And I've now got my teapot out. And because I already had some tea leaves given to me when we went to Coworth Park the other week. They gave us a little bag of tea because I said, can we buy this? And they said, no, it's made specially for us, but we'll give you some. So they gave us a little bag of tea. And I've already had the teapot out with that, and I got a strainer from Waitrose, and I put 3 teaspoons. It took me a while to get the amount right, because the first time I did it, I must have put about 8 teaspoons of. Oh my God, it was strong. Blew me head off. But it's about.
Go on. Sorry.
It's about 3 teaspoons of tea, 3 or 4 teaspoons of tea to a teapot, and you leave it on, and you get the tea strainer. Tastes beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Apparently, so I'm told, if you ever come up north,
yeah,
there's a place called Betty's Tea Room. I don't know if you've ever been.
Where is that?
But apparently, is it Yorkshire? Did you say? York and Harrogate.
All right, yes.
If you're ever down this way, up this way even.
Betty's Tea Room, Harrogate.
Yep.
The Eurovision didn't the Eurovision Song Contest come from there once? Harrogate, it didn't
the
it?
Eurovision Song Contest come there from one? The Eurovision Contest.
Years and years ago, 1980s. Yeah.
Yeah, Harrogate.
Harrogate. Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
Mm.
I was just asking my friend because he's a bit older than me, you see.
Is he? How old is he?
Yeah, he's 37 and I'm
Oh, no, I don't
22.
think you know it. No, this is probably before him. This was before him.
your time, apparently.
Eurovision Song Contest with Harrogate, hosted by Jan Leeming, if I remember correctly. The wonderful Jan Leeming.
Hosted by Jan Leeming.
Yeah, she used to read the news.
The newsreader?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's her.
Yeah, he remembers. Apparently.
Yeah.
I remember seeing something like that.
Good.
Yeah, she was on I'm a Celebrity, apparently.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right, Marc.
Have you had any more thoughts, just before you cut me off?
Yes.
Have you had any more thoughts on your iPhone X?
Yeah, no, not yet. I think I might. I think
you should.
Because the camera is so much better. And at the moment, I've got a new credit card, right? And for 3 months, I get back 5% of what I spend. So
that's not bad.
All the dear things that I've got in my mind lined up, things that need replacing, I want to do them within the next 2 months. And that would bring that iPhone into that period, if you see what I mean. So I am considering it, yeah. Yeah, I am kind of considering it. Because I don't waste my money. I don't drink or anything.
Sorry.
Hey?
I was saying it's been lovely talking to you again.
You too, Marc. You look after yourself, all right?
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Have fun. Bye-bye now. There we are. Marc, who's up north there. Up to north. Hello to Andrew. Yes, Eurovision in Harrogate was 1982. Gosh, was it that long ago? Blimey. 1982. Let me just type something here. Where are we now? Marc, what was your surname? I'm just trying to find. There we are. It's Mr. Jones, isn't it? I'll put you there so I know it's you calling next time. It's quite nice to be able to say hello to people by name, isn't it, Mr. Jones? There we are. Ah, there's another phone call there. Oh, we're busy on the phones tonight. Good morning, Ashley. Good morning.
Hello, Chris.
How are you? Have you just finished work?
Finished work a while ago. I came in from my nan's.
Oh, you've been to visit your nan today?
Yeah, I usually go and see my grandma every Monday and Wednesday, but I didn't finish work till really, really late last night. So
that's nice.
I went to see her this evening.
Aren't nans wonderful people?
Oh, yes.
We love nans. Does she still give you a $5? I bet she does.
The only time she gives me money is birthday and Christmas.
What, you don't get it any other time?
No, tell a lie. She gave me 20 quid when I went away with Scott to Tenerife.
Ah, right. 20 quid to Tenerife? Tight old
for
bag
the
that is.
airport.
You tell her she's a tight old bag for me.
No, it's only because we're going to the airport, love.
And I'm terrible today. I'm very, very bad person today. I am. Can I just do a couple of messages before you start chatting there? From Brendan Brady fan, who says £700 or £900 for a bag. Is he rich? No. No, he's not rich at all. He's saved hard to get that present. I hope he appreciates that £700 for a bag. And also, he says, but then there might be someone who wants a shirt for £3 who only wants to wear it once for a funeral or job interview. So they come in handy as a disposable items, the items from Primark. Do you get stuff from Primark at all?
Actually, yeah, I do.
Yeah, it's all right, isn't it? Oh, it's all right for lasts
You know what?
a while.
I got some of my holiday clothes from Primark.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not too dear.
No,
So,
it's very cheap in there. You fill up a whole bag for about £100. I mean, you'd walk
Yeah,
out with
I know.
4 carrier bags full of stuff for that in there, wouldn't you?
Mhm.
Hey? You would. You would.
Oh yes. Chris, I was going to say.
Yes.
Because I was listening to. I came admittedly, I did come halfway through your show this evening. So
That's
I got
okay.
to the
I
part
understand that. Not everyone can be there for the whole 10 hours that I'm on.
No, love. I do listen to you when I'm at work.
You
And,
get on with it, dear. What do you want to ask?
right. Okay. Sorry. Right. Anyway, Harrods. Right.
Yeah.
To be honest, because you were saying about, because I do agree with you, right? Admittedly, my dad has bought my mum stuff from Harrods before, but only on special occasions, right? But the maximum, me personally, maximum I would spend for like clothing or something like that, which I've done, would be something like Superdry.
Superdry,
So
yeah,
that'd
we got one of those in Bracknell now, Ash. Next time you're doing a delivery here, go and visit the new Superdry in Bracknell. Good stuff in there.
Guess when I'm doing the next delivery, love?
Tomorrow.
Oh, yes.
What time is that?
Knowing... Oh, no, I'm not actually. We got one of Glenn, the other driver, doing it tomorrow. I was
Oh,
there
what a
yesterday.
shame. Were you about to say 9 in the morning?
Yeah,
We
around
don't-
about 9, 10.
Don't expect to see me at that time, do you? Are you having a laugh? I mean, I might be up and around, but I don't talk to anyone at that time of the morning, dear.
Really?
Good God, no. Are you gone mad, dear? No. I can't talk to people at that time of the morning. I haven't had my tea and breakfast by then.
Oh, God.
I've either
I
had
must
tea
have-
and breakfast. Sometimes about 9 o'clock. I'm already up here getting ready for the morning show. You know.
Yeah. I'm awake at... I have to start... Usually I have to start work about 7:30, as you know.
Yeah.
But
Tell us what you
tomorrow-
do. Tell us all what you do.
So I'm a delivery driver, but this week I'm a driver's mate because one of the drivers has damaged his shoulder.
Oh, is he?
So I'm a driver's mate. So yesterday I did long distance, which was Brighton yesterday. And then we went to, where did we go? Basingstoke, Bracknell, Hazelmere. No, Basingstoke, Bracknell, Fleet, then Hazelmere.
Okay, Fleet's just down the road from me as well.
Yeah.
That's not far at all.
They've got the new Churchills there now. So Fish and Chicken are changing their names to Churchills.
That's right. Yeah. Our one did that a while ago.
Mm.
I got a loyalty card as well. I think I got 2 stamps on there. When you get 6 stamps, you get a free bag of chips, dear.
Oh, I get free food anyway, love.
There was no loyalty card in Harrods. You know, go to afternoon tea 6 times and get a free one. Very disappointing.
What's it like I've never been there. What's it like?
Oh, it's lovely, Ashley. You know, if you were going out with me, we'd be going there every week. But there you go. You know, you take your pick.
I might take Scott there one weekend.
Yeah, take him. Oh, don't go in the clothes you wear in the pub, though. You won't be allowed in there, dear. Got to look nice.
Did you see... Oh, no, you didn't see me the other Saturday, did you? Because you weren't... I came in quite late into the pub. I had... I'll tell you what I wore. Not this Saturday, just gone the previous.
Yes.
I wore... Because I was at the BMI, IMAX.
Right.
In the Waterloo. So we went to see Kingsman.
Oh, yes.
So me and my mates, as a joke, they said, oh, let's go up all suited and booted. you know, I don't know if you've seen The Kingsman at all.
I have, yeah. And not the second one. I saw the first one. I wanted to see the second one, but I've never got around to it, and I think I've missed it now, probably.
No, I think it's still going. I'll tell you what.
It might not be out here. Anyway, go on.
So they said, oh, as a laugh, let's go all suited and booted. So they said, right, okay. I said, okay. So I wore a bow tie, wore trousers, shirt, and a blazer.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So came to the pub, right, and I think I literally.
Oh,
just
what are you doing
missed
over there? Just a minute. You've moved. How did you move? Don't move like that. Carry on. Yes.
I think I just missed you by about 10 minutes.
Oh, well, it's a luck. You know, I would have left. If I'd have known I was leaving at that time, I would have left 10 minutes earlier so I could have seen myself.
Really?
So were you all posh that day, were you?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. I mean, there is a dress code in Harrods. There is a dress
What's the
code.
dress code?
You're not allowed to wear shorts or Hawaiian shirts or what are those things on your feet that...
Flip-flops?
Flip-flops. Not allowed.
Cool, can you imagine walking in there with flip-flops?
Oh, I can't believe. You see, if they've got those rules, then at some point people must have gone up there looking like that. They wouldn't have those rules written down if that hadn't happened at some point. You know, isn't that awful?
It's like saying, oh yeah, it's a bit too. It's somewhere like that is too casual. It's like thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to go on holiday.
Yeah.
Sort of like, you know, you don't really sort of, no.
You don't, do you? I mean,
No.
if you've just come off the beachfront at Skegness and you're going into one of the fish and chip shops there, then I can understand it. You know, you might walk in there with your pair of flip-flops and your little Speedos on, perhaps. Have you got a pair of Speedos that you wear sometimes, Ashley?
I do, but I usually wear
Yeah.
trunks. But yeah, sometimes wear Speedos.
I've got a pair of Speedos, but they're kind of on me now. They fit better around one of my arms than around my arse, to be honest.
Oh, right.
They're like an armband. Yeah. Oh, it makes me die. The times I've said this on this little show, you know, that the only people you see in those Speedos now, in the little tight Speedos, are fat, middle-aged, old blokes like myself. They look what do they look like? Horrendous in these things.
I wouldn't say you're fat, love, but I wouldn't say you're.
You wouldn't
you
want
look
to.
quite young for your age.
You know, be honest. You wouldn't want to see me in a pair of Speedos, would you? Believe me, I wouldn't wear them. But some of these blokes, they think they can get away with it, and what do they look like? Awful. There's a couple go at the swimming pool that I use, and they've got cycling shorts. And let me tell you, they do not have the right shape for cycling shorts. Adam, who's watching this show now, might have the right shape. You know, Ray Reynolds might have the right shape. I haven't got the right shape for Speedos or cycling shorts, dear.
I'll tell you what, briefly talking about that, right? I was sort of laying, one of the days, laying around the pool, and I said to, you know, as you sort of got your sunglasses on and that, and I was looking around because I was having a beer and I was sort of watching the day go by, and I saw this guy, obviously staying in a hotel, got into the pool, and he had these tight Speedos, swimming trunks on.
How old was he?
And he looked so overweight. And I just thought to myself, really? Really?
See, it's all right. It's all right to be overweight. That's okay. You know, but wear something for how it fits you. Put a pair of shorts on. I wear shorts. But no, they squeeze into
I turned around and said to Scott, I said, oh, babe, you need to have a look at this. He said, oh, what's that? I said, well, have a look. He said, oh, my God. I said, if I ever get like that, please tell me.
What do you mean get like that, love?
If I ever get that fat and wear those sort of Speedo shorts, please tell me and tell me, Ashley, what the hell are you wearing?
Oh, I'm terrible. I'm terrible. Ashley, you have a nice evening and thanks for calling in, all right? Good luck with you. Hope you get up all right early tomorrow.
Yeah, do you know what, Chris? I had to. I should have been in bed by now, right? But I left my nan's around about 10.
Yeah.
And I was driving back, so she lives near Billericay. I was driving back, and I was driving along, and I thought to myself, I feel myself sort of like, oh, do you know what? I had to pull over and have a little kip. I fell asleep for about an hour and a half in a
that's
lay-by.
An hour and a half?
Yeah.
Oh, my word. Well, you did the right thing. Don't drive when you're tired. That's very sensible. Very sensible indeed. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm impressed.
so
You've impressed me with that, Ashley. You have impressed me.
Even Guy said, because the other day, right, because I quickly went down there on to the pub on Sunday, and he said to me, he said, "Are you driving tonight?" I said, "Yeah," because I said I have to have my sensible head on. Friday and Saturday is my fun head, shall we say?
Your fun head.
Yes, my fun head. So Sunday I have to be sensible, Ashley, because obviously, as you know, I work. So he says, you are like a completely different person when you're sober.
Oh,
And
yes. I think
said,
you're right there. I can't lie to you. I was a little bit drunk this afternoon for a while. After that glass of oh, yes. Yeah, I was a bit merry. And I was aware that I was a bit merry as well. Yes. One glass of champagne and I'm anyone's, Ashley.
You had a glass of champagne?
I did, yes.
Sound like you, Chris.
I know. I'm going now. Goodbye.
All right, and Chris, well, you look after yourself, and I'll be down on Friday anyway.
Have a nice evening. I'll see you Friday night.
Okay then, love.
Thanks
Take
for
care.
calling. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There we are.
Bye.
Our lovely friend Ashley. He's a really lovely chap. He really is. Nice person he is. Some of your messages then. We're going to wrap up soon, boys and girls. Christina says, I'd like a Hermes bag. What's that? What's that, Christina? I think you'd like any bag. What about a colostomy bag? Do you want one of those? What's that little pouch that they attach to the side of your chest? You know when you've had an operation to let the pus drip out. You can have one of those bags if you want, Christina. Heidi says, I've got a Louis Vuitton chain I got given for my birthday. Oh, that can't be real, Heidi, surely. Is it? Have you got a real Louis Vuitton? Good evening to Norma. Hello, Norma. Where it's 8 o'clock in America, or probably about 20 past 8, 25 past 8 now. Kin's there. Greetings, Kin. One of our lovely singers from the karaoke. Greetings to Eurovision Tony Power. Deirdre says, I've not had a proper cup of tea in decades. My family is originally from Newfoundland, so tea and biscuits were a wonderful treat. Oh, you got to get tea leaves. No more tea bags for me. I've moved over to tea leaves. I've moved over to tea leaves, and it's not hard. You know, it's, can't be bothered with the teapot. It's no problem at all. Honestly, tea leaves is the way to go. And then you can try all these different types as well. Lovely to have tea. Ray Reynolds says, Betty's at Harrogate, very famous for afternoon tea. Okay, yeah, I'll have to go there at some point. Hello to Joey. Greetings to Joey. Heidi says, I've got an iPhone 7. The camera is fab. Just an update. Yeah, we've got... They're doing loads of updates at the moment. Everything seems to be updating a lot at the moment. I think I've had 3 Apple updates in the last couple of weeks now. And the same with the PC updates as well, strangely enough. All right. Let's have a look there. Mark, yes, Mel Brooks. Yeah, you told us that earlier, Mark. Oh, you had a nice time. Mel Brooks. To be or not to be. That's a song by a minute. To be or not to be. Look it up. All right. Tony says them Speedos probably look like a sling they used in the Middle Ages to hurl stones at the enemy, Chris. Why do they wear them? You know, they just look dreadful. Greetings to the Reverend Ted, who joins us this evening. Evening, Reverend Ted. Hermes apparently is a very expensive bag. I don't know that. What's the chocolate in America? Is that Hermes? Oh, no, Hershey's, isn't it? Hershey's chocolate. Have you had that? American Hershey's chocolate. Oh, it's vile. It is vile stuff. And they love it, don't they, the Americans? They obviously haven't had a decent bar of Galaxy. That's all I say. Anyway, good night to Ashley, who's going to bed now. Looking forward to see. Definitely get the iPhone 10. I'm thinking about it, Ash. But I would need to do it before the 20th of November because that's when my 5% cashback becomes 1% after that. I've got until the 20th of November to buy things with a 5% cashback, all right? All right. Invest in the Birkin bag, says Kin. Now, what's that? Can I have a look? Hang on a minute. Birkin bag. Let's have a look. Birkin bag. Discover Hermes Birkin. Birkin bags. Here we go. Just a moment, please. The Birkin bag. Oh, no. What, for me? It's a woman's bag, isn't it? It's a woman's bag. Oh, I see. Have you become all like, like the, like all these gender neutral people? Are you now thinking that I might wish to identify as a woman? Is that right? Because there are no men and women. Oh, no, in London. In London now, very important. Everything is gender neutral. It's all gender neutral. Interestingly enough, also, everything is gender neutral. Everything is gender neutral. And yet, I used the ladies' toilets the other day in Central Station. And there was a girl going and she said, "Excuse me, these are the ladies." I said, "Gender neutral." And I walked off, darling. I walked off. I should get a little bag. Because when I go shopping, I generally have a little plastic carrier bag with me. Actually about this size. About the size of the Harrods tea bags. There's a lot in there. That'll last for ages, that will. I'll send off for some more when it comes back. Get a firkin. I don't know, a fox and firkin, isn't it? Fox and firkin. Now, check this out, boys and girls. Anyone shop at Morrison's? Do you like curry? They are doing a very hot curry. In this morning's Sun, Morrison's now sells the hottest ever curry sold by a supermarket. And it's made using the Naga chili, which is 200 times hotter than a jalapeno pepper or Tabasco sauce. That is hot. Oof. Do you like curry? The red hot ready meal hits shelves from today to mark National Curry Week. And the supermarket claims it was created to satisfy curry lovers who find existing offerings too mild, a bit too tame. When I do my chili, my spaghetti arrabbiata sauce, I put in a whole bag of chili. When I say a whole bag of chili, it's frozen chili. So I get it from Waitrose. Sainsbury's do it as well. They do it in a little box. Waitrose do it in a bag, and it says, the bag is so big. It's actually the bag of. Let me see. It's about as big as that bag of pepper. Although it's it's not full up, and that's all chopped up. That's all it is. Chopped up peppers in there. They're frozen. Then you don't have to touch it or anything like that. Then worried about cutting the chili and then doing your. I do put a whole bag, sometimes a bag and a half, in my spaghetti arrabbiata sauce, and I get about 4 or 5 portions out of that. Well, Morrison's in the Sun this morning has worked with expert curry chefs to create the chicken dish, which packs the heat of a restaurant-bought chicken vindaloo. So there you go. If you like that, the meal packaging carries a warning notice and has been given a 6 chili rating. So brave, customers taking on the meal are aware of the heat. So if you like it hot, that's the curry for you. Pop into Morrison's tomorrow and try that one out. And if you do try it out, please come back on the show and let us know how that went. Okay. Heidi, it's at Morrison's, darling. Morrison's, that one, okay? Just go in there and say, you saw the hot curry advertised. What's the hottest curry you do? And I'm sure they'll point you to it, okay? Marc's a fan of curry, aren't you, Marc? National curry. I haven't had curry for ages. I've actually got a Slimmers World curry in the freezer, which has been sitting there. When I first joined Slimmers World, they said you can get loads of frozen Slimming World food at Iceland. So I took a trip down to Iceland and bought a few bits and pieces. Well, I haven't had it out of the freezer yet, because I've been cooking everything from scratch, which is quite nice. Deirdre said, Ghirardelli is my favourite chocolate. I don't know that one, Deirdre. I don't know that. Gosh, don't know that one. Christina, 2 more hours of work and 9 a.m. start in Portsmouth. You've got to keep going, darling. Got to keep going. Tony's going to be in America next week. San Francisco, how lovely. Barry Manilow's there in December. San Francisco. We were supposed to be visiting the Napa Valley vineyard, but apparently it was burnt down today in a forest fires. Oh, did you see that on the telly? Did you see the forest fires on the telly tonight on the news channels? It shows you a map of California, I don't know, so big, and it's like the whole of the side of it is on fire. And people have lost everything, their homes, and it's just like there was a lady on the news tonight crying. She was crying. She says, that was her house. Look at it now. It's just a fire pit. There's nothing there. Ashes. And it's amazing, isn't it? How your life can just suddenly change in an instant. You know, I could be sitting here chatting away to you. In a minute's time, I could be dead. It's just how it is, isn't it? You know, we never know. You never know. Would you like to know when you die? When you're going to... If I could tell you, well, you know, today is October the 11th, 2017. You're going to die on the 26th of January 2018. Would you want to know that? I don't think I would, you know. Other people would say, well, then you can get everything done, you know, everything that you've always wanted to do it now. I don't know. I don't think I'd like to know that, really. I don't think I would like to know when I'm going to die. Napa Wine Valley is in flames. There you go. Christina's telling you there. That's terrible. Terrible what's happened to those poor people in California. Some very rich people there. I don't know. I mean, you know some of them won't be insured, don't you? You know. Awful. Awful. Deirdre's going out of San Francisco. I'll be seeing Barry Manilow in December. Yes. Looks like we made it. What's that one I did the other night? First time I did it. Not Somewhere Down the Road. Somewhere. Some way. No, not some way. Can't remember. Somewhere in the night. Somewhere in the night. Somewhere in the night. Time, you need time enough to love, and I found time enough to hold you. So tonight, let's bring the fiery feel inside until the shade of love enfolds you. Ready to... And that one. I did that one a couple of weeks ago. Got a few key changes in that, hasn't it? Reverend Ted says, there's no death. Consciousness continues for always without getting too deep. Yeah, you don't have to go too deep, Reverend. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. I don't think, you know, we so many different religions and you believe what you believe in or you don't, whatever. But here is something I do believe. So, and this goes for everything. When we die, so we get buried or we go up in flames, and whichever way it is, whether you're buried, up in flames, water, then you disintegrate, don't you? And you become part of everything. Don't you? Think about it. So say you're buried. Go down there in the box, I suppose. And over time you just disintegrate into the ground. And you become part of the world. So you're everywhere. Same with the air. You want to go up in flames? That's fine. In the oven you go. Smoke goes up. You're part of the smoke. Up it goes. Or the ashes. In the ground you become part of everything again, don't you? So I think you're right, you know. I think you're right. You just become part of something much bigger than what you are. Funny, isn't it? And in, like, all of us watching this show now, or part, they're not just watching it, but all of you that are part of this show now, okay, all of you will at some point be eaten by one of your children. Or one of your great-great-great-grandchildren, they will be eating and breathing you in. I told you always get your own back, don't you? Always get your own back. Adam says, I noticed you sang a song last night, then stopped. Yes, Blue Jeans. I thought it was an awful song. I mean, I thought it was sung it reasonably well, okay. But it just, I didn't like the song. I started singing it. I thought, no, I don't like this song. So I abandoned. That's not good, is it? Abandoning it halfway, really. Should have forged ahead. Should have carried on. Should have absolutely carried on. Over the Rainbow. That's a nice song. Somewhere over the rainbow. That is a nice song. Absolutely nice song. Christina says it's raining in Portsmouth. Yeah, and it's raining here as well, which means my washing, once again, has got wet. It's been hanging out there since Sunday and it was almost dry. Oh, is it going to rain? No, I leave it out there. Always a big mistake. Always a big mistake to leave that out there, isn't it? Deirdre says, Ghirardelli is out in San Francisco and I'll be going to Long Island for the Christmas show by Barry. Yes. Oh, don't worry about getting muddled, my God's sake, Deirdre, darling. I just didn't know what Ghirardelli is. I had no idea what that is. Don't you worry about that. You never need to apologise about anything, my sweetheart. Okay? We're going to give you this one. I love this story in this morning's Daily Mail. A hero pensioner has been caught on camera taking on a moped gang armed with axes as they try to smash their way into a Mayfair jewellery with a sledgehammer. The unknown man charged after the 6-strong group with his umbrella as he was joined by a group of builders in fending off the raiders at Watchfinder Company off Upmarket, New Bond Street in London. I love stories like that, don't you? Don't you? The would-be thieves, all wearing bike helmets, struck just hours after a similar gang raided Maplin and Webb Jewellers in a near-identical robbery, less than half a mile away in this morning's Daily Mail. After jabbing at the brazen crooks, the pensioner is joined by other members of the public, who are seen chasing after 2 mopeds carrying 4 offenders, while the other 2 fled. You can just see him with his umbrella, can't you? There you go, lads. Always have a go. Always have a go. You never know. I wonder if he get a reward for that. Will he get a reward for that? I don't know. Alrighty. Going to do the birthdays now, boys and girls. First of all, I'd like to do Tuesday's birthdays, if that's all right with you, because we weren't on air. We weren't streaming yesterday. I say on air. We're never on air. We stream. Big difference between on air and stream. I'm not on air. Not yet. Not yet. I am still waiting for that call from the BBC or Thames Television to do a chat show. It may happen sometime. You never know. Hello? No, it's no one. Still no one on the phone. Yesterday's birthdays then. First of all, Diane Horan-Hill. Hello, Diane. Happy birthday for Tuesday to you, my darling, okay? Samson Sadler. Happy birthday for Tuesday to you. Piotr Nowak. Happy birthday Tuesday. Sean McCarthy was 37 years old yesterday. Happy birthday, Sean. Hope you had a nice day, sir. AJ Massey. How are you? She was wonderful. Oh, it's a wonderful person I haven't seen for years and years. And I did a lot of work with her, both here in London and in France, and I think in Italy as well. You were with me in Italy as well. She was the most wonderful, fantastic drag queen, AJ Massey. Happy birthday for Tuesday for you, my darling. Must meet up at some point. And Roland Saunders as well. It was his birthday yesterday, 47 years old yesterday. Happy birthday to you. Today's birthday, Chris Pina Eccles. Pina, P-I-N-A. How do I say that? Pina? That sounds rude. Pina. Chris Pina Eccles. His birthday today, 39 years old today. Chris, I might have worked with him a couple of times, or did I just know him from the pub? He worked in pubs. I'm not sure if he worked in the same pubs as me. But and we used to have such a laugh at the weekends going to a wonderful club in London that we spent many hours in. Really did. So happy birthday for today, Chris. 39 today. Don't it go quick, my friend? It really does. Happy birthday, 27, 10 years down, to Grant Middleton. Happy birthday, Grant, today. Dean Philip McGrath is a very young 23 years old today. Happy birthday, Dean. Benjamin Elder, 32 years old today. Happy birthday, Benjamin. Got to tell you, 32 to 47 was my favourite period of life so far. 32 to 47, so you're just in it. Hope you're having a good time as I did. Ashley Smith. Happy birthday to Ashley Smith for today. Okay. Boadicea Francis McLaughlin, 33 years old today. Happy birthday, my darling. I've got one here that says Wiggy Woo. Wiggy Woo is 112 years old today. I'm not sure if you're a real person, but if you are, I don't believe you're 112. But happy birthday anyway. And Chris Cardle, I think it is, 42 years old today. Happy birthday to you all, boys and girls. Here comes the song. Oh. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. There we are. There we are. We've done 2 lots of birthdays. Killed 10 birds with 1 budgerigar, haven't we? How clever's that? Final lot of messages then. Tony says I'm with Diane in the studio doing one of my songs. She's such an amazing vocalist, Chris. I know. I've worked with her a couple of times. She's fat and she's a lovely person as well. Diane. She truly is a wonderful person. All right, thank you, Tony. Deirdre says Barry's song "Somewhere in the Night." Yeah, that's one. Somewhere in the night, down the road. That one. I know the one. I know the one. And Adam's gone to bed as well. All righty, that's it today, boys and girls. Thank you very much for joining us on the show, on this late night show, on this very early Wednesday morning. I'll be back with you Thursday morning, I think. Thursday morning, I should hopefully do a show with you Thursday morning. Just let you know, it is now Wednesday, so you know what happens Wednesday night? It's our quiz night at the King's Head Theatre Bar, Upper Street, Islington. That's this Wednesday, and indeed every Wednesday. Starts at 8:30, goes through to 10:30, 4 rounds, 2 lots of questions, a picture round and a music round. It's completely free to play, okay? There is no entrance fee. So come along and join in tonight. It's a good laugh. We're not too serious. The top prize is a £30 bar tab. Second prize, a bottle of wine. As I say, won't cost you anything to join us. If you're not there, then I hope to see you again on the show very soon. Have a nice evening and sleep tight. Good night now.